Tarkenton says all of these guys are pretty much focused on the wrong issue when it comes to benefit, not providing benefits to the jobless, providing them something else, jobs. The former NFL great and pretty successful entrepreneur and businessman in his own right has a few ideas on how they can go about doing that. Fran, good to see you.
Good to see you.
There might be trouble in Paris here. We told you about the Senate is going to delay this vote maybe till tomorrow. He thinks there are problems.
I read this week 3 reputable studies that talked about extending unemployment benefits and what we get for that. Certainly some people get income, but we don't get job growth. In fact, when you've extended unemployment benefits, the job, you increase unemployment by 1.5%. So it has a reverse effect. We need to get people back to work. We need to stimulate job growth with small businesses.
But you're not saying these 2 million or so at home getting these benefits are deadbeats.
I didn't say that. And wouldn't it be nice to be able to let everybody stay at home and give them income?
So what would you offer?
Well, there's a Kaufman report that was a really respected foundation that covers small business that 2 weeks ago they said that the small business job growth, if you have been in business up to 1 year, we increase job growth by 3 million people. Businesses that are in business for longer than 1 year lose 1 million a year, and that's their study over a number of years. So we need to stimulate the startup businesses, the small business entrepreneur.
But how do we stimulate them?
We do that by maybe helping them with payroll taxes, by making credit more accessible to them, by taking these regulations that is stymieing these people.
Well, now
and slowing
with financial
them down.
reform, we got more than coming.
Well, we got
health care, we got more than coming.
And who's given us the financial reform? People who have never run businesses.
Well, if you're right, then, Fran, all of this stuff is going to make things worse, not better.
It's going to make it
what's your
much
forecast?
Worse. Well, I think this. The American people are resilient. Business people are resilient. And business people will find a way to be able to get their businesses going and creating job growth. We're not going to get any help from the government today or tomorrow, and we're going to have to do it ourselves, and I think the American people and the American business person will. We are not discouraged, and my friends are not discouraged, and we'll find a way to create more jobs and create more value for our customers.
Well, I have you here. I was talking about having you on the show, and I didn't know you were going to be here in person, and I was talking with the producer earlier today about great sports stars, great athletes who've made the crossover into business or other avocations. It was in the context of Tiger Woods and after the British Open. I mean, his game looks shot. He might come back. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know golf. I barely play miniature golf. But your name came up because you're so rare. What is it about sports superstars or guys who become legends, that so few of them cut it in the world of business or life after the field?
Well, those of us who have had a chance to do it are fortunate. Roger Staubach, my great friend, has done great. But, if you're gifted enough to be a professional athlete, golfer, football player, baseball player, basketball player, that's a great, great gift. Doesn't mean you're going to have the gift to be a business person. And fortunately for those of us, or myself, I've built 20 businesses with my hands in the dirt. I've been working all my life. And a farmer learns how to farm by farming. A small business person learns how to do small business by doing it himself.
Fran, you're different in that I think you sensed your name had value as marketing was concerned. I'm not saying you weren't, you didn't just appear in a fourth quarter with a 40-point lead. I mean, you had something back in you, which is better than a lot of athletes who didn't have nearly your Hall of Fame performance going for them. But why is it that so few of them do?
Because I don't think most of them have the experience. They didn't. I worked all my off seasons. I had a paper out when I was a kid. I worked when I was in college. I had my insurance license when I was 19 years old.
You didn't need to work another day in your life.
Yes, I did.
Really?
Because I didn't make any money in football. My first salary in football was $12,500.
Yeah, but I remember seeing you popping up on TV all the time.
They paid us
everything but Meineke discount.
Yeah, they paid us about $10,000 in endorsement.
Really?
I made no money in football. I went and did a television show, That's Incredible, for 4 years on ABC. I made more money in 4 years of doing that television show than I made in 18 years playing professional football.
Did you really like doing that show?
Not so much.
Really?
Pretty boring.
Yeah.
You know, you're reading a
That was what was incredible.
Yeah, you're reading a teleprompter, but at that time, you don't have to read a teleprompter. You talk.
Careful. But it's interesting, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it is interesting, but it wasn't. You know, the producers and directors in that type of venue, they're the ones that have the fun and do the thinking. But it was a way to also get income for me to fund my businesses because I'm an athlete. The banks wouldn't loan me money. I had to fund my own businesses. And you know what? That was a good thing.
It worked out okay for you.
Yeah.
I'll get you about that prompter thing. All right, prompters, please scroll up. Anyway, you know things are bad when Wayne Newton speaking out in the